Who do you think is reading your book, and where do you think that market is?
Jo, I researched my nonfiction category, my competitors, and those books that were successful. And more importantly, I looked into authors who were also under contract to write sequels. For me, it was like following the birdseed trail in the forest to the very end. If you do that, you'll find your market, but you must do your homework first.
Well, thank you for that, Leslie Ann. That's quite interesting that you didn't just look for authors who were published in your genre, but you also looked for authors who were writing sequels. That, I think, is something quite new. And obviously it's helping you to see which ones have got longevity. So I think that was another inspired idea. So thank you for that. So it doesn't matter how good a book is or how good your writing is if nobody knows about it. What steps have you taken to promote your book? Do you have a blog or a website? Are you using Facebook? You're doing author readings, giving out review copies. What are you doing to help promote your book? Because, of course, these days, Leslie Ann, as you know, the publishers do a fair bit of promotion, but really it's down to you as the author to keep things going and keep your book out there. So what are you doing?
Writing a book and promoting a book take different talents. I found the latter more exhausting as the burden of promotion in today's world falls heavily on the author. A big yes to Facebook, which I'm listed under my full name, Leslie Ann Bosher, but a no to having a blog and newsletter as they do take an enormous amount of time. Yes to creating a YouTube video, mine is listed under Manor 1, the number, and a big yes to a website, as well as linking up to those other writers. The unexpected consequence of getting published is public speaking. A necessary evil to some, but pure enjoyment to others. Either way, be prepared and do it. It's opened up many doors for me, including cruise ship lecturing. However, not on my book or on publishing. That might come someday in the future, but right now I'm giving destination cruise lectures. In addition to the above, I made a comprehensive spreadsheet of information about bookshops, festivals, events, magazines, newspapers, radio stations, and organizations in my area. Practically speaking, a publisher will only keep you on the front burner for 3 months, supporting you with their publicity. After that, it's up to you to keep the fire burning.
Thank you. That's a very honest account, I think, of what the promoting's meant for you. But congratulations on getting into the cruise ship lecture. And I'm sure that the fact that you'd written a book opened the doors to the lecturing, and that in future, I'm sure that they will be interested in having you there to talk about your book as well. And I'm sure that will raise sales. So well done for that. What was your biggest challenge regarding the writing of your book, and how did you overcome it, Leslie Ann?
I think the biggest challenge for me, Jo, was trying to keep the book tight, which required constant hoovering up of superfluous words. Once they're deleted, they're never missed. Trust me. But that takes a good editor to keep you focused and to keep you on that straight line.
Yes, I would understand. Cut and cut and cut again is one of my mottos. And the other thing that they say is that you must learn to murder your children. It's because the words you've written feel like your family, and you do have to get rid of them and murder them. And I know how hard it is. I was doing it myself only yesterday. It can feel such a waste of effort to be deleting stuff that you took a long time writing, can't it?
It does indeed.
Which now brings me on to feedback. I believe that getting feedback is very important in order to help you recognise when your writing's really good and to find ways of making it even better. How did you get feedback on your work?
I think this is a personal matter, Jo. In my particular case, I really relied heavily on my edits from my publishers. If you have literate friends and you want to involve them in the editing process, do so at your own peril. I was fortunate to have two and did use their talents, but nothing can replace a professional opinion in my estimation.
Yeah, interesting. And of course, for those of you listening, there are people out there who will give you professional opinions. Of course, they charge for it. There are some out there who will, as part of a writer's circle, will give you a professional opinion. At the writer's circle. But if you want to find somebody who is really very good to give you a professional opinion and who is not your publisher, I would like to recommend here a lady called Hilary Johnson. You can find her at hilaryjohnson.com. I think she is extremely highly regarded. She works with a team of very, very good people, and she's also a scout for major literary agents. So yes, Hilary Johnson, I think, would be somebody I would recommend to give you that professional opinion. Thank you, Leslie Ann. We've said already in this interview that your book has been published by Murdoch Books, but I'd like to know how you chose that route to publication, how you did it step by step, what happened, and how long did it take?
Well, my book began as a series of magazine articles and a collection of emails sent to my American friends about my life in England. Over a period of time, this developed into a presentable manuscript. Like most writers of nonfiction, I followed the prescribed format when submitting to literary agents and publishers. On hindsight, I'm convinced that no one ever read a word. There was no feedback other than, "This submission does not fit in with our current catalog." At one point, I investigated BookSurge, a self-publishing company, and in fact visited their facilities in the United States. But persistence eventually paid off with a wonderful publisher, Murdoch, when they offered me a contract. The decision for an agent or publisher to take you on will come down to talent, but getting to first base will most likely come down to good luck. It's not unusual for this process to take a year. My advice is do not get your feelings hurt along the way.
Yes, I think that's very sound advice, Leslie Ann. You've made it, Leslie Ann. You've made it, you found a publisher, you've written your book, it's out there, it's being sold all over the world. If you were to give advice to somebody else who was thinking about writing their life story as a book, what would your number one tip be?
I don't even have to think about this one, Jo. It'll make it real simple. You have nothing to lose but your time. Just sit down and do it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make the perfect moment.
Absolutely. Just do it. Just write. If you would like to find Leslie Ann's book, it's called To The Manor Drawn. It's published by Murdoch Books, and you'll find it in all good bookshops and on Amazon. Thank you very much indeed, Leslie Ann.
Thank you, Jo.